Good afternoon, groovy citizens of Earth, and happy Winning Wednesday. So as you can see from the sunroof up here, it's raining, y'all. It is pouring down. It's been raining all day long. And it's 44 degrees. So the combination of the rain and the cold, it's cold. It really is cold. So I'm going to do this vlog and get my behind on back in the house. I actually wanted to get gas today because if you know me, then you know when my gas tank gets on half tank, which it is right now, right directly on the half mark, I like to fill up my tank. That way I don't spend a lot of money. And I'm actually on, let me say this, I put gas in my truck twice a month. And that's because when it gets to the half mark, I'm filling it up. And I don't drive that many places because I'm conserving my gas. So, I don't have to get gas often. So I'm trying to think, last time I got gas and I filled it up, it was like $38 and some change. And so I'm going to get me some gas probably tomorrow now because it's just too cold and I don't feel like doing all of that. Anyway, hopefully you all are having a wonderful day. And if your day started out a little bit rocky, y'all, it's going to get better. I'm claiming it for all of us. Your day, my day, our day is going to get better. So today's topic is when God is for you, you are enough. Can I say that one more time? When God is for you, I'm talking about you. Don't look around behind you. Don't look to your left or to your right. I'm talking about you. When God is for you, when God is for me, when God is for us, we are enough, you guys. So I'm going to share some quotes with you. I'm going to unpack this, make some comments, and I'm going to leave you be. And so this first quote is by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he says, "What is a sign of maturity is when you have made peace with where you are." Some of you have got to make peace with where you are. And until you do that, you will always feel like you're not enough. You'll always feel like you're struggling against yourself. So I would suggest that you take today and decide to make peace with where you are. Now, understand what I'm not saying. I'm not telling you to be okay with it. I'm not telling you to stay there forever. That's not what I said. I said make peace with where you are. See, because once you make peace with where you are, then you can clear your mind and say, okay, you know what, Lord, I'm here right now, but I'm not going to always be here. What does the song say? Say, it won't always be like this. The Lord is perfecting that concerning me, concerning you, concerning us. And sooner or later, it'll turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. So accept where you are as you begin to move to where you want to be. This next quote is by Bishop T.D. Jakes as well. And it says, "It doesn't mean that you don't have ambition." Didn't I just say that? It means that you don't use your ambition to create frustration. Some of you all are frustrating yourself because you've not made peace with where you are, but you're trying to jump over to where you want to be. But until you make peace with where you are, all you're going to do is stay frustrated. And that's going to make it harder to get where you want to be. Come on, somebody. Another quote by Bishop T.D. Jakes again. "Because though I might not have what you have, I got something you don't. But I'm not in a race with you. I'm in a race to be the best me." Ooh, come on, somebody. Y'all, we can have the benediction and go on home from there. Let me say this. There will always be somebody in this life that has more than what we have. But that doesn't mean that what you have is not enough. See, because what I have is enough for me, just like what you have is enough for you. And always know that I am never, ever, ever, ever in a race with anybody. My goal every day is to get up, thank God first and foremost, and be the best person that I can be and work on my goals and my dreams. I'm not in a race with you. I'm not trying to achieve my goal before you achieve yours. This isn't the tortoise and the hare. And you know how the rabbit got so far ahead of the turtle that he thought, oh, I can just sit back, put my feet up and relax. And guess what? He ended up losing the race. That's why I say take it off your face, as Ro always said in our boot camp class. It's not a race. You do what you do and let me do what I do. You understand? And our next quote is by Joel Osteen. He says, when we try to be something that we're not, now y'all need to listen to this, that's when life gets frustrating. Quit worrying about what you don't have and just be the best you that you can possibly be. Too many times people sit around and they worry and they stress about, oh my God, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have the other. At one time, I had this, I had that, I had the other. Okay, there was a time that we all can say we had something that we don't have right now. But guess what? It's all right. Because you are still more than enough. Stop worrying about the things that you had and start looking forward to the things that you're going to get. I'm a firm believer that anytime God takes something away from us, it's because he has something better for you. And sometimes he has to take it from you because you won't let it go. You refuse. I mean, you got that death grip on it. And so he has to pry your hands open and take it away from you. So it's all right. I promise you, it's going to get better. This next quote is by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he says, you got to come to a point that maybe you wanted something for you that God didn't want for you. I need to say that one more again because somebody missed that. You blinked too fast and you missed it. You've got to come to a point that maybe you wanted something for you that God didn't want for you. I can't spend the rest of my life wishing for something that may never happen. Doesn't mean that you don't have anything that you go after. It does mean that whether I get it or I don't, I'm still going to be okay. Come on, somebody. And I need you all to have that mindset. Whether you get that thing that you've been asking God for or not, you are still going to be all right. I've learned to come to that conclusion a long time ago. It's all right because I know that God only has my best interest in mind. So the things that I've asked him for, the things that I've prayed about, if they don't ever come to fruition, it's all right because I'm still going to be all right. See, I'm going to be okay whether you want to be my friend or not. I'm going to be okay if you watch this video or not. I am going to be okay because my being okay does not rest in what you do for me or what you don't do for me. Ooh, come on, somebody. That'll preach right there. Now, this quote is by Steve Harvey. He says, you are a seed from God. Don't you allow your environment to dictate the oak tree that you become. Somebody pass the collection plate. Let's give the benediction and go on home. Y'all better stop letting other people decide what kind of tree you become. And it bothers me to no end when I watch people allow somebody else to dictate who and what they become. You better cut it out. See, because you don't get to dictate who Michelle becomes. God, now we've already worked that out. I know what I want. You can't make me want something that I don't want. Period. End of sentence. Now let me move on because I felt something right there. This next quote is by Les Brown, and he says, many of us are living out the lives of other people, living out their conclusions, living out their consciousness. I just talked about that. Y'all stop living other people's lives. If you know somebody that has this great idea to live this elaborate life, that's great. Let them live that. But that's not your calling. So stop trying to live other people's lives. Come on now, you're better than that. I done told you before that God has something better for you. See, here's the thing. The life and the gift that God gave to you, he didn't give it to somebody else, and vice versa. So stop, because see, here's the other thing. You're so busy trying to live somebody else's life, you're going to miss the blessing that God has for you. I don't want your life. I don't want somebody else's life. I want the life that God wants for Michelle. And that's Michelle with 2 L's, never one. Period, end of sentence. Let me move on. Another quote by Bishop T.D. Jakes. I choose to be myself. Life is too short to be anybody else. Do you know how many times these young girls sit and watch videos of Beyonce and Cardi B and all these other famous people, and they think to themselves, oh wow, I wish I was them. I guess when I was younger, I probably said that too. But honey, let me tell you something. I don't want to be anybody but Michelle. Yes, your life may be a little bit better than mine. You may have a little bit more than me. But I don't want to, yeah, I want to be me. I don't want to be anybody else. Because I'm going to tell you a little secret and then I'm going to move on. A lot of times when you're sitting around thinking, God, I wish I was so-and-so, you see the outside, but you don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see what they had to go through to get where they are. Do you really want that? And as I say that, I'm going to tell you who I thought about, Ike and Tina Turner back in the day. I'm pretty sure a lot of people looked at her and thought, wow, you know, Ike is falling for this young girl, and all those women, they wanted to be Tina because they wanted to be Ike's main woman. But what they didn't know, that Ike was whooping her tail every chance he got. And yes, God kept her and did great things for her in her life. And even to this day, I love me some Tina Turner. I love her music. I think I have a playlist, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check when I finish this video. But what I'm saying is, look at all she had to go through. So even now, this woman is in her, late 70s maybe? And she still is a gorgeous woman. You know what I'm saying? She still has a beautiful voice. But if she sat down and told you some of the stuff she had to go through, would you really want that? That's why I say stop wishing that you were somebody else. Stop wishing that you had somebody else's life, because you don't know what they're going through. Just because they don't share it on social media or they don't tell you about it doesn't mean it's not happening. Let me move on. The next quote I'm going to share is by Joel Osteen. He says, you don't need what they have. If you needed it, come on somebody, God would have given it to you. Now quit comparing your looks, your success with somebody else, and just be you. That's self-explanatory. I don't even need to unpack that. My next quote, last quote actually, is by Bishop T.D. Jakes. And he says, and you're happy to be you, and you're not trying to be nobody else. You're saying, it was good that I was afflicted. Thank you for rejecting me. If you would have been there, I wouldn't have been hungry enough to be where I am. You have to be good with being you. When people did not stand by me, the Lord stood with me. Now, who would you rather have standing with you? Oh, come on, somebody. So when you think about the people that didn't stand by you in your life, over the course of your life, let me say that, and you might kind of feel a little some kind of way, just remember to tell yourself, okay, they didn't stand by me, but that's all right, because God was with me the whole time. The whole time, God had me by the hand. The whole time, God had his arm wrapped around me and said, you know what, Michelle, it's all right. It's all right. And dare I say it, if God was to cuss, he probably would say, to hell with them. I got you, boo. I got you. I'm here for you. You don't have to worry about anybody else. So I don't know about you all, but you don't have to stand with me. You don't have to stand beside me, because I want God standing with me. And that's pretty much self-explanatory. So I'm gonna wrap this all up to say that you are more than enough. Always know that God is with you, God is for you, and so you are enough. And don't you let anybody, and I mean anybody, tell you otherwise. You have always been enough. You are always going to be enough, and don't you let anybody tell you differently. When the world wants to push you off in the closet and leave you by yourself, always know that God has your back. He's always right there with his arms wrapped around you. You are enough. That's it, you guys. That's my time. I just want to say thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. If you're new to watching my videos, welcome. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. I missed you guys. I love you all so very much, and you all know that. You know the drill. You know my spiel. I love you to the moon and back, and there's nothing you can do about it. I love each and every one of you. You are enough. I'm telling you that you are enough, and I need you to believe it. Go out there and act like it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk again on Friday.